What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, man?
Yeah, it is a wonderful day in this neighborhood, I have to say. I also have to highlight my lighting is perfect. I think I have to say goodbye to the hat.
Dude, I like my hats once in a while. You gotta put them on. Hair gets a little long or whatever. I'm just not as long as yours, but my hair does get a little long every once in a while.
I was gonna say.
Yo, dude, everybody can join us every day at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, usually over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as youtube.com/c/theofficialitg. I wish we could get rid of that C. That's a Canadian thing. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services, TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, today's show. Xbox finally did it. We're getting one of the best games from the Nintendo 64 era coming to Xbox GamePass. The Gollum game now has a new launch window, which is nice to see. And some PSVR games will be getting a free upgrade to PSVR 2.
Adding to the catalog already.
Well, yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to see what else they're going to do. I think they got a lot of work ahead of them for PSVR 2, but I think they're starting to position themselves in a good way that hopefully it'll be successful. And we'll be talking about it for a while. But what was successful back in the day, Scott, was what Rare created. It was GoldenEye 007. Here we go. Rare has announced that the long-awaited re-release of GoldenEye 007 will launch for Xbox consoles and join Xbox Game Pass later this week.
Only Friday. We have to wait till Friday, and that's all.
It's been just over a year since we picked up GoldenEye 007 achievements, but Rare has finally announced a release date for the re-release of the classic first-person shooter. GoldenEye 007 launched for Xbox consoles and Xbox Game Pass on January 27th, as confirmed with a new trailer. GoldenEye 007 joins Xbox Game Pass on the 27th. According to Rare studio head Craig Duncan, GoldenEye 007 for Xbox and Xbox Game Pass features split-screen multiplayer, alternative control options, thank goodness, native 16:9 resolution. Dude, it was meant for the 64 controller. That thing.
I have my USB 64 controller. I'm hoping that's an option.
Oh man, there you go. That'd be wild. Resolution for up to 4K is supported, and of course, achievements to unlock. Scott, how excited are you?
I am super excited. This may be the best news so far this year. And we even have a launch time, I believe, for Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm still saying that. But I'm saying that because this game, when I got an N64, I was 7 years old. Okay? That was the Christmas of 1999. It was 1999. And we got two games, Ocarina of Time and 007 GoldenEye. So I have so many fond memories of split screen with my father and my brother, and just hours of fun.
Oh man, it was endless. It was such a crave back in the day of sitting around, everybody sitting around in front of the TV, a small TV, not like the TVs we have these days, man. It was quite different. And then everybody's forced, hey, no looking at my screen, no looking at my, oh dude, it was funny. It was awesome. What a time, though. But Microsoft has also previously confirmed that GoldenEye 007 is free to all who own a copy of Rare Replay. So if you own Rare Replay, you're also going to get it finally. Because that's one of those things that, dude, this game was missing from Rare Replay. And we're like, yo, where is this? And now we finally have it kind of caught up to date. I think this is more just like fan service, honestly, right? Like, they didn't need to do this at all. But it was nice to see that came over. And here we are. But, dude,
there's one little spot of pain on this, specifically to Xbox, and that's because the Nintendo Switch also has it with multiplayer, online multiplayer, that is. And the idea of online multiplayer, bringing that back to a Nintendo 64 game, just has my mind spinning.
Dude, as exciting as this is, man, is it ugly looking now. Right? Like, it's just... Wow, yeah, no, that game does not age well graphically, but it's one of those childhood memories that we're just so fond of, right? And it's just fantastic.
I think it has been touched up and at least available on a higher resolution. But again, you're looking at a potato at higher resolution.
Yeah.
This is going to inspire me to play Perfect Dark all over again, too.
Oh, there we go. Perfect Dark, isn't that in Rare Replay? At some form or another?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. There you go. So there you can catch it.
I
right
had
there.
it beforehand anyways, but I
What?
think that doubled up the achievement list on me.
Oh, nice. Well, of course, you are an
I
achievement
find
hunter.
every loophole, every achievement on the table.
Which is cool to see. You think we'll see anything else come in the pipeline now out of Microsoft for more rare replay content like this? Or is this just, like I
I'm
say, a
trying to
fan
think
service
of.
thing?
I think it is a fan service thing. I think you're right
Right?
about that because I can't really think of much else that they need to add. Really, perhaps that's just a glaring spot in my knowledge
Sure.
for rare, but
Well,
I don't think this is being monetized very heavily in terms of rare getting kind of kickbacks. I have no idea how the business side of it works, but
yeah.
because it's coming out so many years later, it makes me wonder.
It's funny to see. It's cool to see. I'm glad it's finally making its way because, yeah, it was just one of those titles that we're missing. But I'm trying to think back to the 64 days of anything else that Rare has worked on that we would kind of want to see over here. And
Even
I think
Conker's
I'm
is
okay.
already there.
Yeah, right? Like, there wasn't really anything that missing that kind of stood out in my eyes. I was like, huh, where else is that? It was really just GoldenEye. I was like, man. We also know right now, though, too, the team over at IO Interactive, most notably known for the Hitman franchise, is working on a new 007 title as well. So that has me pretty excited to see what they're up to. Side note on that, Hitman 3 update tomorrow. Freelancer is coming out. Dude, I cannot wait to get into Freelancer.
Oh, it's another week where gamers are eating well.
Yeah, absolutely. We can finally get some new details too, Scott, on the delayed Lord of the Rings Gollum has received a new launch window. This is Tom Ivan over at VGC. Co-publisher Nikon. I'm gonna go with Nikon.
It's Nakin with an N.
Yeah.
Or
Confirmed
bacon with an N.
the new launch window for the delayed game in the financial report this week. It means the game, which is being developed and co-published by Daedalus Entertainment, will not be released before April and could arrive much later in the year. That's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way a lot of these games are going these days, Scott. Taking place in parallel to the events described in The Fellowship of the Rings, Gollum is a story-driven action RPG in which players embark on a quest to retrieve the One Ring. Revealed in 2019 and originally scheduled for release in 2021, since it's been obviously a long time delayed, the game has been delayed for several occasions. Last May, it was announced that the game would release in September of 2022 for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and a Switch version to follow later in the year. Oh, that'd be
that's a bit of a surprise.
Oh, man. Yeah. Switch 2.0 is desperately needed, I think, Scott. But the first gameplay trailer arrived last June. But the following month, Nacon Head and Daedalus said that the game has been delayed by a few months. And it later said it wouldn't be released until 2023. Man, it just continues to go, Scott. Like, what else have we seen as of lately? Just delay, Skull and Bones, delay.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many games. Something's there, and then I don't know what goes wrong, but all of a sudden it's just another delay, and another delay, and another delay. Clearly, you shouldn't have announced your game, a release date, given it a window or anything until you're absolutely positive at this point. Because right now, I think what's going on is we're starting to see a lot of these games come around, and people are excited for them because I know I'm excited for this game, and I can't wait to get into it. And then we're just let down by the fact that we're not getting it. And granted, if you got to delay the game, I'd rather have the game delayed and published or polished up so we get a fantastic experience. I don't want a crappy game. I don't want to get into something I'm like, this is just okay. I want to play something great. And if you can take a little bit extra time because you need it, then go for it. But clearly,
that is the right decision. Right? Oh, there's a little bit of forgiveness. This is new console generation. There's some growing pains there. And even if the game is split between the two hardware gens, I feel like that does introduce a lot of complication. But again, we're going games of a live service. Everything has to be bigger and better. And how many gigabytes are the new games going to be coming out on our hard drive space? So big, we have to consider these kind of. It's AAA is just an absolutely massive undertaking.
Well, okay, take a look, right? So PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. That's 6 platforms, Scott, that we're on.
Yeah.
What if they were to narrow that down a little bit? Would that help the development, right? Would that ease up? Do you really need to have it on PS4? Do you need it on the Xbox One? Does it have to be there? Do you even need a Switch version? Really?
I bet this is an investor thing. I think it's
Yeah.
if we're gonna put down this money, we want to open it up to the largest market possible. And fortunately or unfortunately, that does include everybody that has not quite yet gotten a new console. I still don't have a PlayStation 5.
That's fair,
I
right?
think it's about a month away. It
We'll
depends on how responsible I have to be, though.
yeah, we'll see. During the past several years, the team has been working hard to share our vision of a remarkable story set in a breathtaking world filled with magic and wonder. That's what the company said last July, Scott. So yeah, there's
Well,
some definite hype here, dude. It is a stealth game, which has me pumped. You know me and my stealth games, freaking love them. So
it's giving
it's
me
exciting.
feelings of Sticks.
Yes, Sticks was by, I want to say it was Focus Home Entertainment, and it was okay. Sticks 1 was okay. Sticks 2 was much better, and then we've never seen Sticks again. So it's kind of
I didn't get far enough through that series.
yeah, it's okay.
I remember the
right?
first one, a extremely vertical map.
Yes.
Do you recall?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of climbing and hiding and sneaking around, which again is great, right? Like it's something I really love and adore doing. But it just, I don't, it was missing a little pull, right? It was missing that hook to kind of want you to keep going. But it was a
Yeah.
cool character and stuff. Like it had potential, and it just kind of gone. I wonder if we'll ever see a Sticks 3, but.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm hoping this kind of scratches the same itch, but has enough of a universe that we all kind of know. So it has that hook.
Well, and is that the other side of it too, Scott? Is that they have to nail this universe because everybody knows it so well? Like, there's a lot of pressure here, I would think, right?
That is true. Yeah, you don't want to mess with the story that we already know. And this is happening alongside the movie series, I believe.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things you're walking a fine line here because it's not something you're just completely making up. It's something that a lot of us have experienced already throughout the movies and stuff, and so many iterations and things along the way.
Those movies are coming up on 20 years old.
Dude, they're old.
Doesn't that
long?
I know I like to do this, but
Yeah,
holy, it just blows by the time. I look back at that and I go, how?
Yeah, absolutely. Dude,
They still look great.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they're great movies, man. Great movies. Let's move on to PlayStation VR games confirmed to receive a free PSVR 2 upgrade. This is Michael over at PSU. All PSVR games confirmed to receive a free PSVR 2 upgrade. PSVR games free. What? I'm just reading here. PSVR games free PSVR 2 upgrade. PSVR games. What is going on?
Yeah.
Sony's new VR headset is out in February, and much like how PS5 users can claim a free upgrade of an existing PS4 game, PSVR 2 is also getting upgrades for existing PSVR titles. There's a couple listed here, Scott, after the fall, which is great to see. We'll see how that goes. And from there, we get into Hello Neighbor, Gran Turismo 7 VR.
So interested. I want to try Hello Neighbor in VR so badly.
Light Brigade is there. No Man's Sky is there. Scott, that's a big one for me. Maybe
Again, another one I need to try.
I've tried so many times. I don't think I can do it anymore. I really just don't, right? It's just one of those things. Pistol Whip is there. Pistol Whip's a cool game. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and Zenith, The Last City. I want to check that game out, man. That's an MMO in VR. I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Very interesting. So it's nice to see
Did
that
you
Sony
play
is doing this.
VR chat?
No, I did not. Did you jump into that?
I almost launched my comedy career through that, but I perhaps for the better, I did not do that. I'd like to say it's not a safe world for my comedy right now.
Yeah, no, no.
You hear it?
Yep, I certainly do. Dude, it's exciting. PSVR 2 is so close. I think it's so close now. Right? Like we're less. We're less than a month away now. It's supposed to be out on February 23rd, I believe. So very cool.
Now, have you decided? Are you going to cover the Horizon game?
I'd like to. We will see what happens. It is an expensive take to get into. It is not going to be
true.
it's not going to be a $500 unit purchase. So it is, it's definitely. But that's
you have not
killer
pre-ordered it, if I understand.
No, I have not pre-ordered it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But there's a lot coming out to PSVR 2, which has me excited to see where PlayStation's lining up for the future of their VR platform. Here's my thing. Here's my biggest concern. We got 30 games at launch, right? The biggest game there is Horizon Call of the Mountain. But in 6 months, is my PSVR 2 full of dust? Right?
Oh,
What is the
yeah.
next title? I think we need to see soon some kind of state of play that allows us to go, okay, here's what you're getting at launch, but here's what's coming down the pipeline, right? Like, we're not getting blood. We need another Blood and Truth experience. We need another Horizon. Dude, like, I don't think we'll ever get God of War VR, but we need that other state.
That would be exhausting.
Dude, you're sitting there slashing the whole time. You just be sweating.
Your controllers are on strings, so you can do the chainsword. Oh, there's good potential there.
There is a massive upgrade from PSVR 1 to PSVR 2. It has me really, really excited. As someone who experiences a lot of motion sickness in VR, I'm a little nervous for PSVR 2, but if they're able to upgrade everything, maybe that will go away with some of my motion sickness that I experience, right? I'm hoping the better graphics. Like, Steve and I just reviewed Grid Legends VR and the MetaQuest.
Oh,
dude, it was rough.
That puts you down for several hours.
Oh, man, it was. And the biggest problem coming out of that is it was so ugly, janky, fuzzy, right? Like, it was hard. You couldn't focus on anything because the game wasn't in focus. Like, it was right. So I got a couple races in, and then I just got nailed. And
I'm hoping the eye tracking will help with that, because perhaps it'll dial in the focus. That way you can, you're not looking at a whole thing of the same focus level. And I'm really hopeful for this technology change, because not only is it going to open up everything for PlayStation, and it's a great VR, by all looks, it seems to be great VR hardware.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get the support to keep that going. But again, my hopes are even larger than that. Can we push Xbox into that market in the same way that PlayStation looks at their subscription service and goes, well, maybe this needs an update?
Yeah, true, right? There is potential. There's opportunity.
We're not going to get the HoloLens, I don't think.
No, that's not for us at all. But I am hopeful for the PSVR 2. Dude, I'm excited. I really am excited to see where this kind of lands. How many gamers get into it, because it does have a steep purchase price to get into the system. But once you're there, right? But I want to see later on what's going to keep us around. Why are we going to keep coming back to PlayStation VR 2? And hopefully the future is strong for it. I want to see what their game plan looks like, right? I think that's what a lot of the gamers are kind of sitting back a little cautious right now as well, going, hey, I was there on day one. What happened, right? Like, we didn't get the PlayStation Vita situation where it was there and then just died off.
Yeah, you've been burnt already.
Right, and that's kind of our worry, where PlayStation has stated, the first one was their PSVR 1, or PlayStation 1, and now they're getting the PlayStation 2. So by the time we get into PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, what does that mean for PSVR 2, 3, 4, right? Like, I think we are going to continue to see PlayStation keep going with the VR headsets and stuff. I'm hoping it's more comfortable, right? Dude, now I put on my MetaQuest, and it is heavy, and it almost hurts. And the strap it comes with is awful. Just awful. There's not enough support there.
Mine's about 2 feet to my right and 2 feet below.
Yeah.
I really want to play that thing again.
I've heard the PSVR 2 is actually pretty comfortable. I'm like, okay, goodness. Like, that's really what I need. Because if you're going to have this thing sit on your head forever, right? You want something to be comfortable, not heavy, bulky. When I put on my MetaQuest, dude, I feel like my head's going down. Like, it's just, not comfortable at all. Scott.
And I have my glasses underneath mine, too.
Well,
so
right.
That's something to consider.
That's a whole other thing, right? I don't have that yet, but we'll see. Some days it's coming, dude. I'm telling you. Let's get into the next one over at.
I'm glad I got over that as a child.
VG 24/7. Thanks to Stephanie Jackson. The new title from Tango Gameworks has leaked ahead of today's developer direct. That's right. Microsoft will be there streaming this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be going over to see what games they were talking about. Obviously, we do know some are coming, Scott, but what happened first is this. A new title from Tango Gameworks is in development, and Microsoft plans to announce it today during its developer showcase, according to a report. It has, however, leaked ahead of time. It's just, man, that sucks. Like, here's the big setup to get going, to do their big reveal, and then we already know. It's called Hi-Fi Rushy, and the game was brought to light by Bill Kuhn from Daya Labs. So this was over on a Reddit user post, and they're just announced that this is what's in the works. Nobody knows what it is. That's the biggest thing. So we'll see what we get on that. Their last game was Ghostwire Tokyo. So we'll be getting new news, which was also on PC and PS5 last year. So interesting to see now we're going to get something new from Tango Gameworks on Xbox. The biggest question, Scott, is it because they've been so focused in that horror genre? Do they stick there?
I personally, I hope so, and that would make sense just in a comfort
kind of way. Don't do it to
me. Oh, you've got me. Now I'm thinking of the cross-section, VR and horror. What was that? Lies Beneath, I believe, was the game. That must have been 2 years ago now that I played that, and I still think about it.
Well, yeah, so we'll see. Obviously, yeah, like I said, it kicks off at 3 p.m. today. Games we do know that they're talking about, Redfall will be there. ESO will be there. Forza Motorsport, the new one, will be there. And whatever they got up. Minecraft Legends, I think is what it's called, will be there as well. So a couple things to go over. It'll be, from what we understand, about a 45-minute conference. And we'll be talking, well, not us personally, they'll be talking to some developers going over the game and kind of give us some back insight and some pretty cool things to take a look at. And then hopefully some new announcements. And from what we sound like is coming is what Tango Gameworks is up to next. And we'll see who else kind of drops by to see what they have.
Yeah, that does confirm that there will be reveals in some capacity. So that's exciting. If I wasn't already excited enough.
I'm not expecting anything big. I'm just expecting something kind of like, hey, this is here, this is here, this is here. Scott, I want to wrap up today's show with some unfortunate news as Adult Swim drops Justin Roiland from Rick and Morty after domestic violence charges. So it turns out it was true. Dude, just don't be a jerk. Like, this is ridiculous. Why would you ever do this to somebody?
No, I don't know the details of this, and I'm not certain that anybody does in that depth, but it almost monstrous behavior.
Yeah, right. And
it's bad enough that myself, in my love for voice acting, I will not do those voices.
Yeah, there's
like I originally intended to.
He funded Squanch Games, right? He was part of the team. He's no longer there either. He's gone now.
Yeah, everybody has dropped him like a bad habit, and this is one of those times where I think, good, actually, you deserve. You made your bed, now lie in it.
No, absolutely, right? It's just one of those things. This is not acceptable behavior from anybody. So
in any industry, really.
Yep. No, permanently, right? This is just something you should never do. So yeah, the fact that everybody's dropping him is great to see because that's not tolerated here, there, or anywhere at this point. Like, that's just ridiculous. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. And then Scott, let's move on to what games are actually out today, my friend.
We have The Dark Side of the Moon, an interactive FMV thriller. Interesting. That is on Linux and Mac operating systems as well as PC. Switch, Xbox One, and this series consoles. Trans-a-Ruby, and that is on PC, PlayStation 4, Switch, Xbox One, X and S. Clunky Hero, again on Linux, Mac, PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, Xbox One, X and S. Even Linux and Mac players get to eat well this week. I'm a fan. Handyman Corporation is out on PC, and The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow is also on PC and the Nintendo Switch.
There you go. A bit of a light day, Scott. A bit of a light day. But
a bit of a light day. I haven't played any FMV games.
No, me either.
Unless you count Mortal Kombat 2 with their photo mode.
Nobody counts that. Nope, nobody counts that. Dude, it's one of those things. From what I hear for the FMV, you got to go to Immortality. Like, that is the go-to staple. That was on people's Game of the Year last year. It was at the Game Awards. It is one of those things like that's one I've missed just because we were so busy wrapped up on other games and we just somehow missed that particular one. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about how good that game is. So maybe that's one I should be checking out, Scott. We'll see. What are you checking out right now?
Oh, I haven't exactly made my mind up. I'm trying to hold off. We are busy with review games like usual, but I think my Friday is booked up now.
Oh,
considering 007.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Scott, just like that though, my friend, this has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as youtube.com/c/theofficialITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. We'll be back today at 3 p.m. Eastern, and if not then, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.